So as you can see, it's a bit of a jumble here. I've just taken delivery of quite a lot of new stuff. I've got a new honey extractor and 10 new bellow beehives, so it's very, very crowded in here. And I've got some wasp traps down there as well, and yeah, it's pretty crowded. Take out all this bee stuff and I push it along to the side, but it's really big. It's not too bad, but it is a little bit jumbled, and I'm going to try and put the supers in one spot, brood boxes in the other spot, and sort through it all like that. It's also good for sorting through all this stuff to decide what you want to sell, what you want to get rid of, and sort of evaluating how useful it will be in the upcoming season, because I have recently sold a lot of my old stuff. I sold all my Pains polynukes because the wasps could chew through the feeder and get to the syrup when I was feeding the nukes, and it would be really annoying, and they actually killed some of the hives just through the wasps getting to it. So if you're wondering what these aren't actually nuke boxes, these are sort of travel boxes. I mean, they are nuke boxes, but they're sort of, when you sell a nuke, which is what I do, you put the box like that, and you put your frames like that, and this is how the customer gets their bees. And yeah, so these here are the fresh hives that I've got. These are all brand new, really nice, with frames that I built earlier in, and yeah, these are for the upcoming season as well. This part of the hive is called the queen excluder, and these are basically a partition where the queen can't fit through these gaps, but the worker bees can, and it just means that there's no brood in your honey frames, and it's just a useful little tool for beekeepers. These are called feeders, and if you need to give your hive a boost in the year, then you give them some sugar syrup in these feeders and it helps them get going. I recently bought this Tackwise nail gun. It's a cheap, 100 quid. It's a cheaper nail gun that does shallow nails, which is what you need. You don't need an expensive Makita one unless you're building hives, but for frames, which is what I do, this works well. It's, hopefully you can see which one it is, and I built loads of frames with this, and it's really, really good. More feeders. This is an empty food grade bucket where I store my honey. More queen excluders. No idea what's in here. This here is a super, and it's basically, the word super comes from supra, meaning excess, and it's basically where the bees put their excess honey in these frames, and beekeepers like me, we come and collect that honey later in the year. We take these boxes off and we extract them. These are called nuke extension boxes, and these go on top of a nuke, and it just gives the nuke double as much space as it had before, and it basically turns it into a full hive. And these have normal brood frames, and these go on top, they build up, and the advantage of using these is it means you can overwinter a nuke on a double box, and then you can sell the bottom, or whichever one they're in most, as a overwinter nuke, put a queen in the top one, and then that's your spring nuke. This here is called an eek, and that basically means spacer, and it means that if you need to put in a varroa treatment or some fondant, you put this on top and it gives you that little bit of extra space to put something solid in, and it's just a really good way of adding a small box without losing too much heat, because the more space there is, the more heat's lost. So if you use a small box, you won't really lose much. This is a full nucleus colony from a bellow, and it's just basically half the size of a hive, and it's just a good way to keep small colonies to sell them, or to increase your numbers slowly. This is how I keep the frames, and it means that they're all ready to go back in the hive in the spring when I need them. So after another hour and a bit of cleaning the shed, I've put everything back in, including the extractor. Everything's back in, all nice and tidy. You can see the before and after. Way more space, less crowded. There's space here to walk around. It's sort of divided into nukes, hives, some nuke boxes and supers at the back, and honey extractor and jars, wasp traps, etc, etc. All my feeders are there, some empty frames there, and yeah, that is about it for this video. One more thing, I actually kept these syrup drums for syrup this year. It's just really useful to have some spare because you never know when you need them. So yeah, thanks for watching the video, and please hit that subscribe button if you got this far, and I'll see you next time.